The real world is just a story we tell ourselves. Naval Ravikant.
What if I told you that you've been living in a simulation your entire life? No, not the digital kind made famous by the Matrix, and not a computer-generated illusion created by some advanced civilization. I'm talking about a mental simulation, a carefully constructed reality made up of your thoughts, beliefs, memories, and assumptions. Most people never question it. They go through life believing that what they perceive as real, the world out there, their sense of self, the rules of success and failure. But what if none of that is actually true? What if you're trapped in a prison you can't see, a cage made of thought, language, and habit? This video isn't just a philosophical rant. It's a map. A warning. A wake-up call. By the end of this, you'll either reject everything I'm about to say, or you'll never see your life the same way again. Let's begin. Part 1, The Prison of Perception. 1. The Illusion of Reality. We grow up being taught that reality is out there. Objective, stable, measurable. Science, school, media, even religion, they all tell us the same story: there's a world, and you're in it. But here's the twist. You never experience the world directly. You experience your mind's interpretation of the world. Your eyes don't show you truth. They show you filtered light, processed by your brain. Your ears don't hear what's really happening. They convert vibrations into patterns your mind can understand. And your thoughts? They're not objective reflections. They're more like a script, one you didn't write, but you follow anyway. We don't see the world as it is. We see it as we are. And what we are, is conditioned. 2. The construction of the self. From childhood, your identity was given to you. You were told your name, your gender, your nationality. You were rewarded for acting a certain way and punished for stepping outside the lines. Over time, a story formed, a self-image. I'm shy. I'm not good at math. I could never be a leader. I need people to like me. But these are not truths. They're programs installed into your mind by family, school, trauma, culture, and repetition. The self you think you are is a simulation, a psychological avatar made of stories, not substance. And just like in a video game, you've been playing as that avatar, forgetting that you are not the character, you are the player. 3. The thought loop trap. Your mind is constantly talking, narrating, judging, planning, regretting, comparing. This inner chatter becomes so constant that we assume it is us. But here's a red pill. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness that hears them. Your mind is like a news channel, and most of the time, it's playing reruns of fear, doubt, and distraction. You live inside this mental TV studio, mistaking the show for reality. The simulation runs in loops. I'll be happy when. I can't do that because. What if they don't like me? What if I fail? These are not random thoughts. They're patterns reinforced by years of unconscious repetition. And every time you follow the pattern, you strengthen the cage. 4. The role of belief. Your beliefs form the blueprint of your simulation. But beliefs aren't truths, they're assumptions. Let's say you believe people are selfish. You'll interpret everything through that filter. Even kindness will look suspicious. And the brain, being a pattern recognition machine, will seek evidence to confirm that belief, while ignoring anything that contradicts it. This is called confirmation bias, and it means your beliefs don't just describe your reality, they create it. And the scariest part? Most of your beliefs are invisible to you. You didn't choose them. You inherited them. And they now shape every choice you make. The simulation is self-sustaining, and it feels real. 5. The comfort of the cage. Why don't people wake up from the mental simulation? Because it's comfortable. Predictable. Safe. Even if it's painful, it's familiar. Waking up means uncertainty. Ego death. Letting go of who you thought you were. It's terrifying. So we numb ourselves with distraction, social media, consumerism, drama, addiction. We choose the illusion because it's easier than freedom. But here's the paradox. True freedom requires destruction. Destruction of the old story. The false self. The comforting lies. And most people are too scared to let go. So they stay asleep. 6. Glitches in the simulation. But sometimes, the illusion cracks. A breakup. A job loss. A spiritual experience. A moment of profound silence. In those moments, you glimpse something deeper. Something behind the curtain. Maybe you felt it walking alone at night, staring at the stars, or after a moment of complete stillness. A strange sense that none of this is quite what it seems. That's not madness. That's the truth peeking through the cracks in the simulation. But what do most people do? They patch the cracks. Distract themselves. Go back to sleep. Because waking up means leaving behind everything you thought was real. 7. The Matrix isn't technology, it's psychology. The movie The Matrix is a metaphor. Neo wasn't trapped in a digital world. He was trapped in a mental construct, a story so convincing that everyone around him believed it, too. The real Matrix is made of beliefs, identity, language, and fear. And just like in the film, there are agents, internal and external forces that try to pull you back in. The voice in your head that says, "This is stupid." The people who say, "Just be realistic." The fear that says, "You'll lose everything." But there is a way out. A way to wake up. Not into another belief system, but into something raw, direct, and alive. It begins when you stop believing the simulation is all there is. 8. The observer awakens. There is a part of you that is already free. It doesn't need validation, achievement, or approval. It exists beyond the simulation. It is the observer. When you begin to identify with awareness, not thought, not ego, not emotion, something radical happens. The simulation begins to dissolve. You see thoughts for what they are, patterns. You see identity as a mask, useful, but not real. You see reality not as a fixed thing, but as an experience unfolding now. This isn't theory. It's direct experience. But it requires stillness, honesty, and a willingness to die psychologically. Because the person who wakes up is not the same person who fell asleep. 9. The invitation. This isn't about becoming better. It's about becoming real. You are not broken. You are not your thoughts. You are not your history. You are the space in which all of that arises. And that space is awake, silent, peaceful always. But you have to choose it. You have to want truth more than comfort. Freedom more than familiarity. Awareness more than identity. This is the first step. And in part 2, we'll go deeper. We'll walk through the door of the simulation. We'll explore the tools, practices, and truths that will help you awaken not just intellectually, but experientially. This is your wake-up call. Part 2, the exit door of consciousness. From thought to truth, from identity to infinity. 1. Step 1, stop believing every thought. The mind never stops talking. It tells you who you are, what you can and can't do, what others think of you, what you should fear, avoid, desire, chase. It creates a virtual world not made of pixels, but of assumptions. But here's your first real tool. You don't have to believe every thought. Seriously. Just because a thought appears, doesn't mean it's true. Thoughts are mental events, not facts. If a voice in your head said, "You're not enough," would you nod and obey? Probably. Because that voice sounds like you. But it's not. That voice is a program. A ghost. A recording. It's based on memory, conditioning, society, and fear. Freedom begins when you start watching thoughts like clouds in the sky. You don't chase them. You don't fight them. You just notice. And in that moment of noticing, you create distance. That distance is called awareness, and awareness is the beginning of waking up. Step 2. Who am I, really? The ancient sages weren't joking when they said, know thyself. But here's the twist. The real self isn't what you think it is. You are not your job. You are not your personality. You are not your past. You are not even your name. These are descriptions of you, not the real you. If you sit with the question, who am I, and don't rush to answer it. If you sit with the silence that follows, you'll start to feel something strange. A space. A presence. A sense of being that's deeper than all your labels. That's the real you. The one that's always been there. The one that sees without judgment, feels without attachment, exists without effort. Every spiritual teaching, every meditative practice, every moment of awakening, points to this. The exit from the mental simulation begins with this realization. You are not the voice in your head. You are the awareness that hears it. 3. Meditation, the simulation killer. You want a weapon to break the simulation? Here it is, stillness. Not scrolling. Not distracting. Not forcing or affirming or visualizing your dream life. Just sitting. Breathing. Watching. When you meditate, you stop feeding the thought machine. You cut off its fuel supply, attention. At first, the mind screams louder. That's normal. It's panicking, afraid of losing control. But if you sit long enough, something starts to shift. You'll notice how thoughts come and go, like passing cars. You'll feel the gaps between thoughts, those moments of pure peace. You'll realize you don't have to control or fix anything. The simulation relies on your constant engagement. Meditation is disengagement. And that's why it's so powerful. You don't have to escape the matrix. Just stop participating in it. 4. Truth is found in direct experience. The simulation thrives on second-hand knowledge. You were taught what's right, what's wrong, what success means, what failure is. You were told what reality is by people who were also asleep. But truth, real truth, isn't taught. It's experienced. The moment you taste silence. The moment you feel the aliveness of now. The moment you see a thought arise and fall without becoming it. That's truth. It doesn't come from a book. It comes from presence. If you want to wake up, you have to stop outsourcing your truth. Don't believe me. Don't believe anyone. See for yourself. Ask, what is this moment, before I name it? Who am I, without the story? Don't rush to answer. Just sit in the question. That's where the real world begins. 5. Ego death, the necessary collapse. The simulation is held up by one powerful illusion, the ego, the story of me. I am this. I want that. I hate this. I need that. It's exhausting. And it's fragile. The ego is constantly defending, comparing, performing. Because it knows deep down that it's not real. Waking up means letting that ego die. Not in a dramatic, suicidal way. In a liberating way. It means seeing that the character you've been playing is not the whole of who you are. And yes, it will feel terrifying. Like the ground is falling out from under you. Like everything familiar is dissolving. But what's left is peace. Real, raw, unconditional peace. The ego fights to stay alive. But your job is not to kill it. Your job is to see through it and choose presence instead. 6. Freedom is not in the future. The simulation always dangles the carrot. You'll be happy when you reach your goal. You'll be free once you're successful. You'll be enough when you're loved. It's all a lie. The future doesn't exist. It's a projection, a dream the mind creates to keep you running. But freedom is not in the future. It's now. Now is the only place where life happens. Now is where awakening occurs. So stop chasing. Stop striving. Be here. Feel the breath. See the room. Listen to the silence between words. You don't need anything more to wake up. You just need to stop leaving this moment. 7. You are the simulation and the source. Here's the deepest paradox. You created the simulation. No, not consciously. Not intentionally. But every belief, every reaction, every identity, you built it, even if unknowingly. And that's good news. Because what you create, you can also uncreate. You are both the dreamer and the dreamed. The jail and the key. The illusion and the truth. Once you realize that, the simulation loses its grip. You stop taking everything so personally. You stop reacting automatically. You begin to play the game of life not from fear, but from freedom. Not to escape, but to express. 8. Practical ways to wake up daily. You don't need to live in a monastery or shave your head. You just need to remember over and over that you are already awake. Here are a few ways to anchor that. Meditation, 10 to 20 minutes of silence daily. Watch the thoughts, but don't follow. Journaling, write out the simulation. What do you believe today? Is it true? Mindful interruptions, set a timer. Every hour, pause. Breathe. Remember the watcher. Read awakening texts, not to believe, but to remember. Eckhart Tolle, Ramana Maharshi, J. Krishnamurti. Limit input, reduce noise. Social media, news, gossip, they reinforce the illusion. Presence practice, feel your feet. Listen deeply. Taste your food. Be here. Fully. Waking up isn't one big event. It's a daily dying of the old self and a gentle return to what's real. 9. The world will try to pull you back in. You'll forget. You'll get triggered. You'll fall back into the simulation. That's okay. That's expected. This isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming conscious. The world will try to seduce you back into sleep. Chasing status. Chasing followers. Chasing validation. But you'll know the truth. And the truth will whisper. You are already free. You are already enough. You were never separate. And with each remembering, the illusion fades a little more. 10. Ending, nothing to seek, just wake up. You don't need to become more. You don't need to fix yourself. You don't need to achieve enlightenment. You just need to wake up. The simulation is only powerful when you forget who you are. When you identify with the mask, the role, the noise. But now, you know. You've seen the cracks. You've touched the silence. You've remembered the watcher behind the mind. And that awareness. Still. Quiet. Infinite. That is you. Not the thoughts. Not the story. Not the simulation. Just you. Pure awareness. Present. Alive. Free. Final words. There is no enemy outside. No devil. No system. No conspiracy keeping you asleep. The simulation is within. And so is the way out. This is not a journey outward. It is a return. A return to the present. A return to truth. A return to yourself. So pause. Close your eyes. Feel this moment. You've already woken up even just a little. Now, stay awake.